First, let's go to remove these empty boxes. Remove the ties, open the loads, and let's go to unload inside the process room, okay? We are starting the extraction process. We harvest the honey in the frames, the honey comes, and the beekeepers are coming to the establishment for unload the hive supers with the frames inside, and we will unload to the processing room. Right now, we will start the extraction process, step by step. For each detail, we will show you in this episode, starting to remove the hive supers for this processing room inside the establishment until the package. You will see all details that we will show you. Now we are inside the establishment, the place that we will extract the honey that we harvested before. I will show you about the materials and equipment that we need to use for remove the honey from the combs. But first, Daniel, bring me the safety clothes, please. Thanks. Now we are ready to show you some details. Please, come. Do you remember that we harvest this honey? Then we need to remove the honey that is inside the cells from the comb and separate the honey from the wax, and we will show you how to do it today. The first thing is coming to the uncap table. This is the uncap table. We'll use it uncapping fork for remove the thin skin of wax from the cells that cover the honey. We need to use this fork generally and usually with 12 teeth for removing and doing this process. Then we will support the frame inside this table, and we remove the wax and starting to separate the wax from the honey. After, we will transfer the honeycombs already open to the spinners. The first spinner that we use is a manual spinner. This is a fascial spinner. Why fascial? If you check inside, we have a support for put 6 frames and we need to working. And the honey will go out of the cell and go to the wall, the internal wall of the spinner. And after, we need to stop and change the side of the honeycomb. That's why this name is facial spinner. We need to use one face at first time and the second face of the honeycomb the next time. This machine do not remove the honey from both sides at the same time. We need to remove the honey from one side first, stop the machine, and after change the side of the honeycomb for proceed the other side. Then we need to use this kind of machine, but this is the manual. Now we have another kind of spinner, the honey extractor. This is electrical honey extractor. Is very easy to handle, and this is a radial spinner that you put the frame in the same position for stay parallel of the wall, and this machine can remove the honey from both sides of the honeycomb at the same time. We can work for this side of rotation and the other side of rotation. It is easy to work with this machine. We have different sizes of honey extractor, or commonly known as spinner. We have starting for 4 frames until 200 frames with capacity, and it is very easy. After the honey that was separated from the wax will be collected by a bucket, and this bucket, after full, we close the tap and transfer the honey for the package tank. This is very interesting because we will have a filter, a strainer here on the bucket, and we will have another strain here for removing the dirty that the honey contains, as piece of bees, piece of wax, and after the honey by gravity will go to the down. These drums will have been used for storage the honey with safety, to block the entrance of the air, the moisture of the environment, and we can close and seal perfectly the honey inside. After we remove a lot of wax from the cells in the uncapped tank, we can use it, the other machine, this wax pressing, for separate the wax from the uncapped table from the honey. and we can remove the honey, and we will stay here only with the wax. This is a simple process. This is very, very simple materials. When we have more hives, of course, we need to have materials with biggest sizes and with more capacity to receive the frames. For us, for working with around 500 hives at this moment, it's sufficient. But next year, I believe we will work with 1,000 hives, and we will need to increase and purchase new material, new equipment for having more efficiency for processing this all honey. Now we will show you how to proceed the extraction using all materials and the equipment that we showed to you before. Guys, let's go to start. This is my hand extension in beekeeping. I don't use the hand, I use my tool frame. Let's go. The guys are uncapping the honeycombs using the uncapping fork, supporting inside on the table for remove the thin skin of wax, for exposing the honey when we use the spinner, the honey extractor. We need to do this task for both sides. We work the first side and now the second side. If you put the honeycomb without do this task before inside the honey extractor, we will break the honeycomb because we have a big pressure. The honey will not flow and we will break the frame, the honeycomb. There is a thing very, very important. When we harvest the honey, we need to transport these honeycombs to the establishment for the honey house for proceed the extraction. During the time, the honey will to be hot because we harvest from inside the hive with a temperature around 34 degrees. If we stay in the storage these honeycombs outside with a low temperature, the honey will be cold and it will not be flow inside the honey extractor. We harvest this honey before, but we stay inside the processing room with a temperature around 28, 29 degrees. The honey can stay in this temperature without have problem for flowing inside the honey extractor until 2, 3, at the maximum 4 days. After this, we need to proceed the extraction process. Now we are filling the honey extractor with the frames that already were uncapping. And we will working the honey extractor from one side first. After remove the honey from one side of the honeycomb, we will need to stop, change the position, change the side, and restart again. Now you will see how it's working. And it's very important. At the beginning, we need to have only low speed. When the honey will start to go to the internal walls, we can increase the speed of the rotation of the honey extraction. If you start with high speed, you will break the honeycombs inside. Okay? Let's go, Daniel. Now, the honey that we remove from the honeycombs will be transferred to the package tank. We have on the top another strainer for proceed the second filtering. And Daniel will bring the honey that we collected from the honey extractor, and we will put here on the strainer. Now we will use it. The spinner, the honey extractor, with electricity. We have an electric machine that will show you that will be very, very easy. And it will be easier than the manual spinner, of course. The guys will fill the machine and we will start to working for show you the great and big difference between both systems. Let's go. This machine has the capacity for 12 honeycombs inside. And we will start the process for you checking that it will be very easier than the manual spinner. Let's go there. start slowly, and after we will increase the speed. But we need to start slowly. After extraction, it's very, very important. We check if the honey was removed from inside the cells. And you can see inside the cells that there is no honey more. Can you see inside the cells that was full with honey? Now there is no honey, only a small drop inside. Check this. This is a perfection of extraction. If we stay with a lot of honey inside, we had a problem in the processing, because we need to remove all honey that was inside the cells. And if you can check, there is no honey, only small drops. We had success for the extraction. This is very, very important for the novice beekeepers, for the professional beekeepers, checking the efficiency of their equipment for proceed the extraction. Okay? It's very important. Now we will remove first the frames that are inside the spinner, the honey extractor, for put inside the empty box. The empty box here closed to the spinner, and you bring the empty box here, and we will complete for remove this honey. After this, we have two ways to go to proceed. We have two ways for handling these boxes with empty frames now, because the honey is inside the spinner. If the flowering continues, we need to return the empty frames to the hives for the bees continue to produce honey. If the flowering finalizes, as our case, we will transport these hive supers with empty combs, but with some drops of honey, closer to apiary that we have in Fujairah, for the bees from the hives, clean the last drops of honey, and after dry, we will bring back to our cold chamber that we will show you later in the process of honey extraction.